Welcome to the channel. Today, we begin part 1 of a series drawn directly from my upcoming book on the Natural-Born Citizen Clause. Introduction: Understanding the Natural-Born Citizen Clause. Historical background: the Natural-Born Citizen Clause of the United States Constitution has been a subject of significant debate and analysis since its inception. Embedded within Article 2, Section 1, Clause 5, this requirement states that only a natural-born citizen is eligible to serve as President of the United States. At first glance, the clause may seem straightforward, yet its origins, intent, and implications are far more complex and rooted in the concerns of the Founding Fathers as they sought to establish a new nation free from the influences of foreign powers. The inclusion of this clause was not arbitrary. The framers of the Constitution were deeply influenced by the political philosophy of the Enlightenment, their own experiences with colonial governance, and the geopolitical realities of the 18th century. The Revolutionary War had not only been a struggle for independence from British rule, but also a battle to create a government that would be both strong and free from the corrupting influences that had plagued European monarchies. Central to this effort was the need to ensure that the highest office in the land would be held by someone with unwavering allegiance to the nascent republic. Purpose of the book. This book aims to provide a comprehensive analysis of the Natural-Born Citizen Clause, examining its origins, the intent of the framers, its legal interpretations over the centuries, and its modern-day implications. The clause is often discussed in the context of contemporary political debates, but such discussions frequently overlook the historical and legal complexities that underpin this constitutional requirement. Through a detailed exploration of primary sources, legal precedents, and historical contexts, this book seeks to illuminate the true meaning and significance of the Natural-Born Citizen Clause. Methodology. The analysis presented in this book is rooted in a multidisciplinary approach, drawing on historical documents, legal theory, and political philosophy. The research incorporates a wide range of sources, including the writings of the Founding Fathers, debates from the Constitutional Convention, early American legal texts, and relevant case law. By examining these materials, we will trace the evolution of the concept of natural-born citizenship and how it has been interpreted and applied over time. Throughout the book, the narrative will maintain an analytical tone, focusing on well-reasoned legal, traditional, and historical arguments. The goal is to present a balanced and thorough understanding of the Natural-Born Citizen Clause, allowing readers to appreciate both its original intent and its ongoing relevance in American constitutional law. Significance of the topic. In the modern era, the Natural-Born Citizen Clause continues to be a focal point of controversy, particularly in the context of presidential elections. Questions surrounding the eligibility of various candidates have brought this constitutional requirement into the public spotlight, often sparking intense legal and political debates. Understanding the origins and purpose of the clause is essential not only for scholars and legal professionals, but also for citizens who wish to engage meaningfully in discussions about the future of American governance. The significance of this topic extends beyond mere academic interest. It touches on fundamental questions about national identity, loyalty, and the principles that underpin the American Republic. As such, this book seeks to contribute to a more informed and nuanced discussion of the Natural-Born Citizen Clause, providing readers with the tools to engage with this issue from a position of knowledge and understanding. Chapter 1. The Origins of the Natural-Born Citizen Clause. Point 1. Colonial Concerns, Foreign Influence, and National Security. The inclusion of the Natural-Born Citizen Clause in the U.S. Constitution was driven by the Founding Fathers' deep concerns about foreign influence on the fledgling American government. Having recently won independence from Britain, The framers were acutely aware of the dangers posed by foreign powers seeking to undermine the new republic. The Revolutionary War had revealed the vulnerabilities of a nation struggling to establish its identity and governance free from external control. In the 18th century, European monarchies were often embroiled in complex networks of alliances, marriages, and political maneuverings. These relationships frequently led to conflicts of interest, with leaders prioritizing their European ties over their national duties. The Founding Fathers, particularly those like George Washington and John Jay, feared that allowing someone with foreign allegiances to assume the presidency could jeopardize the integrity and security of the United States. This concern was not merely theoretical, it was grounded in the realpolitik of the time, where divided loyalties could easily lead to national crises. 1.2. John Jay's influence. A pivotal moment in constitutional drafting. John Jay, a key figure in the drafting of the Constitution and later the first Chief Justice of the United States, expressed these concerns in a letter to George Washington dated July 25, 1787. In this letter, Jay advocated for a constitutional requirement that the commander-in-chief be a natural-born citizen, emphasizing the need for the highest office to be free from any external influence. He wrote, "Permit me to hint whether it would not be wise and seasonable to provide a strong check to the admission of foreigners into the administration of our national government, and to declare expressly that the command-in-chief of the American Army shall not be given to, nor devolve on, any but a natural-born citizen." J. John. Letter to George Washington, July 25, 1787. The Papers of John Jay, Columbia University. Jay's concerns were widely shared among the framers. They recognized that the presidency was unlike any other office in the new government, bearing unique powers and responsibilities, particularly in matters of foreign policy and military command. As a result, they sought to create a safeguard that would ensure the president's undivided loyalty to the United States. This led to the inclusion of the natural-born citizen clause, a requirement that was deliberately narrow in scope. 1.3. The specificity of the natural-born citizen clause. The natural-born citizen clause is notable not only for its content but also for its singular application in U.S. law. It is used exclusively to determine eligibility for the presidency and, by extension, the vice presidency, as specified in the 12th Amendment. This exclusivity underscores the framers' intent to create a specific and unambiguous standard for the nation's highest office, exclusive purpose, and narrow scope. Unlike other citizenship requirements, which appear in various contexts throughout U.S. law, such as the requirements for senators and representatives, the natural-born citizen requirement applies only to the presidency. This narrow focus reflects the framers' belief that the presidency demanded the utmost loyalty and connection to the United States. By limiting this requirement to the presidency, the framers were making it clear that this was not a general standard for citizenship, but a specific criterion for the nation's top leadership. Preventing foreign influence. The framers' primary goal was to prevent any possibility of foreign influence over the president. They feared that an individual who had divided loyalties, whether through birth, parentage, or upbringing, could be susceptible to external pressures or conflicts of interest that might compromise their ability to act in the best interests of the United States. The natural-born citizen requirement was their solution to this problem, ensuring that the president would have a deep, unbroken connection to the United States from birth. 1.4. Legal and historical context. The fixed meaning of natural-born citizen. The term natural-born citizen was not explicitly defined in the Constitution, but it was understood within the legal and historical context of the 18th century. The framers likely drew on principles of English common law, which distinguished between natural-born subjects and naturalized subjects. A natural-born subject was someone who owed their allegiance to the sovereign from birth, typically by virtue of being born within the sovereign's dominion. This concept translated into the American context as a requirement that the president be someone whose loyalty to the United States was established from birth, not intended to be broad or flexible. The framers did not intend the natural-born citizen clause to be broad or adaptable to changing notions of citizenship. Instead, they envisioned a specific and fixed standard, rooted in the legal traditions and concerns of their time. The requirement was designed to be a permanent safeguard against foreign influence, ensuring that the president would be someone with an unequivocal allegiance to the United States. This narrow interpretation aligns with the framers' intent to protect the republic from the risks associated with divided loyalties. Jus soli and jus sanguinis. The natural-born citizen requirement ties directly into the principles of jus soli, right of the soil, and jus sanguinis, right of blood. While jus soli provides citizenship based on birth within U.S. territory, and jus sanguinis confers citizenship based on parentage, the natural-born citizen status typically requires a combination of these principles. Specifically, it suggests that to be natural-born, an individual must be born on U.S. soil or to U.S. citizens abroad, and have parents who are themselves citizens or permanent residents with lawful domicile in the United States. This ensures that the individual's allegiance is unquestionably American from birth. Revised conclusion: the narrow and specific nature of the natural-born citizen. Requirement: the natural-born citizen clause in the U.S. Constitution is a narrowly defined requirement, crafted with the exclusive purpose of ensuring that the President and Vice President of the United States are individuals whose allegiance to the country is undivided and absolute. This requirement, unique in U.S. law, reflects the framers' intent to establish a strong and independent executive branch, free from foreign influence. Far from being broad or adaptable, the clause was designed to set a clear, specific standard for the nation's highest office, a standard that has remained unchanged since the Constitution's adoption. Thanks for watching. If you found this analysis helpful, hit like and subscribe for more legal deep dives. This is part of an evolving series drawn from my soon-to-be-released book, Understanding the Natural-Born Citizen Clause. Stay tuned for the release date and more videos, taken directly from my research.